Boom.
Hello, dog.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, Adele.
Hello.
All right. So, what we talking about today? We talking about.
Let's talk about this liquor.
Yeah, getting turned. You know, I stopped drinking about a year ago.
It's been like a year, yeah.
Yeah, no, it is a year.
I still drink.
Yeah, occasionally though. She's not like you're not a heavy drinker.
No, I've never been a heavy drinker.
Yeah, you don't get lit. But you do though. Okay. When was the last time you got like crazy with drinking?
When was the last
or
time?
the craziest night, mind you?
I can't remember the last time I got really, really drunk. But the craziest I've ever been, I was in Cancun. It was all inclusive.
Woo.
We had the little bracelets, flight, hotel, food, drinks, everything was included.
Getting
I was
lit.
like, what? It was like $600 or something like that, like $650.
What?
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
nice.
I would turn a missing for that. $600.
Listen, well, our theme when we went down there was no Holloway.
No Holloway.
I'm going to the bathroom, no Holloway.
Oh my goodness.
Because you gotta know where your friends are at all times.
Oh my god.
Well, she got abducted in like Aruba or something. Anyway, so it was like right on the beach, and they had like a swim up bar. I can't swim, but I was at the bar like, let me get that, and then we just go. That's it. We drinking the entire time I was down,
Yeah.
like getting drunk and then getting dressed up and going to dinner.
Been there, done that. Where's the fun part?
Sloppy. I hooked up with this Canadian dude in Cancun.
Like, when you say hook up, what do you mean?
I mean, we were holding hands and staring into each other's eyes. What do you think we were doing?
I don't know. I'm trying. The people want to know. We want to be more
The
specific.
people don't want to know.
Were you cutting cheese with this guy?
Did I slide into home plate?
Did you cut cheese with him?
It was just it was a situation that I like. If I had been sober, I wouldn't even have looked at this dude twice. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was like one of those situations where it was like while it was happening, I was like, what?
Oh my
What?
god! I would have loved to be there for that.
I would have loved if you were there instead of me too.
No.
But that was the craziest thing that I've ever done, or that's the drunkest that I think ever been. Like, it was nonstop drinking the entire time we were down there. And I spent so much time in the swim up bar that like when I was on land, I was like, I still felt like I was. You know how like when you're in the water.
Let me get one of.
I was like, woo. I was going through customs, like, let me get and they were like, are you trying to get into this country or no?
Girl, okay, so imagine you're Cancun. That was me every day. Like drinking all day, crazy, hooking up with crazy people, just being in situations, looking up at the ceiling's falling, there's a roach on the pizza, like
What?
that's like craziness, just intense.
How long were you, like, when did you start drinking, like, every day? Was it every day?
It was every day.
When did you start drinking?
Like 4 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago.
Were your friends drinking every day? It was just you.
I was just had so many different friends that every time I hung out with a different group of friends, they were drinking, but they weren't drinking every day.
Oh.
I was just so I was hanging out with somebody different every day, so I could drink every day.
Damn, and no one peeped.
No, it was social.
Well, I guess after a while, because if you were getting that, because I was drunk, but like obviously drunk, like a sloppy, like ha 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 ha. This is like laughing really loud and like walking crooked and
But I
almost
have
drowning.
full of personality, so it almost seems like I'm just like drunk off of life.
No, that's not how that happens. Because when you first start to get drunk like that, you look drunk, and then after a while, your body, like you're drunk, but you look sober.
I was keeping my composure, and I was doing the drinks, and I was drinking, a lot. But the craziest thing I would do, I would go to the Sunday party every Sunday.
Oh, church?
Not that. I was praying, but not to the Lord. It was something else. Praying to that porcelain god.
Oh,
holding on
to
to the toilet bowl because I was drinking so much. No, I would go to this party and it would be every Sunday, and it was like soulful jungle beating, like Jill Scott, but with like drums type music.
Soulful jungle beating. That sounds like some Brazilian
It was like a deep house it was a deep house music with like Jill Scott in the background, and then the congas that you hear
Oh, is
on
it
the
the club that Q-Tip DJs at?
Sometimes
Yeah.
playing. Yeah. Sometimes I would go to that party. But this party, imagine all that music going on, and then everyone was about 20 years older than me. So everyone seemed like,
hey, come on now, Miss Parker.
yeah. It was like a lot of Ethels, a lot of Shermans.
Sherman.
It was a lot of older people, and they would put baby powder on the floor so they could slide and dance.
What kind of old school
It was the best
dance?
party in the world. So anyway, I would go to these parties,
Ooh.
and they were sober. They were just old, having a good time, you know. But I would take it to the next level. I would be drinking, and then I would be on this baby powder, and then I would just roll on the floor. Because they would dance. They would dance on the floor as well. They would roll. They would do like those, like,
That sounds like the
praise dance.
That sounds like the Adele Rolling in the Deep video. There's like that clown dancing in the dust.
Yes, that was the party. But you know when you're rolling on the floor.
No,
you've never rolled on the floor and danced in a very theatrical way. So anyway, I was rolling on the floor, and you're only supposed to roll on the floor for about 30 seconds. Maybe 1.5 minute tops. This time I was rolling on the floor for 15 minutes straight.
Wait,
just straight, like,
just knocking into people's ankles and stuff.
it was, you know how you do the backstroke in the
Hotting the dance
I was
floor.
doing all of that, and finally the security guard came and tapped me, but I was so drunk, and
You were like, Harlem Shake.
yeah, no, I was still dancing, and finally he picked me up. And I thought that it was more like picking a ballerina.
Oh, you were like,
so,
hashtag Misty Copeland.
yeah, so I was just like floating while he was picking me up, and he picked me up, and he was like,
And then
yeah,
he threw your ass out. Like,
he's like, you gotta go, girl, bye.
He threw you out like Jazzy Jeff. He was like,
Or Steve Urkel.
wait.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So, when did your friends realize you had a problem?
They didn't. No one. I was such a good drunk. I was so fun. I had a great time. I was buying drinks. I was having, like,
You sound like a really fun.
people had a blast with me. There
Yeah.
was nothing but good times.
And I met you right at the end of
When
that good time.
that was done. It was
Actually, I was one of the first people, I think, to tell you that I thought that you had a problem.
okay. You only said that I had a problem because I told you, hey, I was blackout that night. You were like, really? I couldn't tell.
That's how I knew you had a problem.
Oh.
You're blackout drunk and you're acting like a completely normal
Yeah.
Sydney. That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, if I had met you 2 years ago, girl,
Girl, oh my God, I would be dragging you
we
everywhere.
wouldn't even be on this couch right
You would
now.
be rolling in the Johnson and Johnson.
I'd be rolling in the deep.
Yeah. So I got help, and you know, now I'm good. Now
You've been sober for a year.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, you can't go anywhere without freaking people drinking. There's like baby showers, there's birthdays,
Funerals. They be getting turned at the funerals.
Yeah, they be having.
This is
cookies.
what Wayne would have wanted.
Yes, people get drunk everywhere, so it's really hard for me to transition in and out of like, okay, I'm just gonna pop in for 1 minute and then I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm just hanging out with people who don't drink as much, like you. Unless somebody's paying.
That's why I don't drink, because I can't afford a $17 cocktail. I'm like, how? Does it also come? Is this unlimited? This is one drink.
Cheap. Yeah, so I'm thankful that she's cheap. My girlfriend doesn't drink, and you know, I'm just living a different life. I'm vicariously living through other alcoholics. Or no, not even. I don't even. Most of my friends that drink a lot, I don't really get to see as
So
much.
do you miss it?
Hell yeah. Who doesn't want to roll in baby powder for like 20 minutes?
Me. I don't want to roll baby powder for 20 minutes.
You're missing out. It's a good old time.
But I'm glad that you're getting help. You're working on it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's getting easier every day. Is it?
I don't know if it's getting easier, but it's, you know, it's better. I'm not losing stuff the way I used to. I would lose money left and right. I would lose my wallet. Lost like my sanity, lost my dignity, everything just out the door. Just boop, right in that amaretto sour. Yeah, that's what my life,
Amaretto sour.
that's what my life was about. Yeah, but now
I
I'm
remember
good.
those.
Oh yeah, those are like the ladies getting free before 11 drinks.
Yes.
Yeah. When you waiting for everybody.
When you online and you're like, there's nobody in there, just let us in. It's your turn. If you have a cool, crazy, wild, messy drinking story, share it in the comments below.
Or if you think that you're dealing with alcoholism or a drug addiction, we left a whole bunch of places you can get help. And if you have any questions, ask me what I'm going through with my sobriety, and I can help as well.
Yes. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.